Just another day in Salem where lovers make love, babies are kidnapped, and somebody rises from the dead. We have it all broken down for you right here on AfterBuzz TV's DISHIN Days, coming up next.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, good afternoon, all of you Days of Our Lives fans. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's DISHIN Days, where we give you a full recap of this week's episodes of Days of Our Lives. I'm your wonderful, talented, handsome host, Tony Moore, and I am joined by my usual gaggle of gals. We have to my far left the ever so talented, the ever so chatty, the ever so lovely
Tami Goveia.
Exactly.
And I'm Michael Mattis. I just show up.
Hi. Oh my gosh, we haven't. Wait,
feels like
it has been
I'll let you
forever.
introduce yourself. Well, yes, since the three of us have been together.
Yeah,
it's been
a really
it's
long
been
time.
twosies all
Well, you've
all
been
the time.
busy. Then I went away for
Yes.
a
We
had a little
weekend.
vacay.
Little Cabo.
I did have a little vacay in Puerto
Yeah,
Vallarta.
Puerto Vallarta.
Puerto Vallarta.
Puerto
It was
Vallarta.
It's like the
wonderful.
gay destination of Mexico.
It
all the gays
is.
go to Puerto Vallarta.
They do.
It's beautiful.
And I even
I can see
went there. I went there and knew people. I was like, "Hey, y'all," and I was like,
That's amazing.
just can't get away from people. If you guys are watching us live, thank you so much for tuning in. Hey, share this link with a friend. We want a ton of people in the chat room chatting, so make sure you share this link with other Days of Our Lives fans. Also, if you are a podcast listener, hello, podcast.
Hello, podcast.
You are listening to us on iTunes, so while you're there, give us 5 stars. Also, give us a wonderful comment. Let us know that you like us and love us and want more of us. Also, if you are a huge fan of soap operas, such as General Hospital and Young and the Restless, we've got a full recap of that too. Right after this, we have the GH Report and also Restless Rap, so make sure you tune into those and chat away about the happenings that happen. And don't go away too soon, because we are going to announce the winners of the second annual DISHIN Days Awards,
Yes.
all voted on by YOU. That's you.
Yes.
Yeah, there's
Excellent.
there's
Such
no
a great response.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Such
an
a good
overwhelming
response,
response. Yeah. So you guys definitely banded together and voted for your favorites. All right.
Haywood Wong says he's glad you survived El Fideo.
And tequila.
Oh, okay. Oh, that just reminded me. So I was watching the show on the beach while.
Must be nice.
So I was sitting there on the beach and I was like, oh, Wi-Fi is connected. And so I connected to the show and I was like, oh.
Nice.
And then for the first time, in the Airbnb that we were staying at, they had this huge TV and it was connected to YouTube. So like I watched it
watched it
on
on the
YouTube
television.
and I was like, oh, this is interesting to
Isn't
see
it?
us big on the screen like
Yeah.
that.
I'm sorry.
So shout out to that. Well, no, it's great. You were fine, Michael Mattis. If you watch us on like a huge screen, like send us a picture. Let us see how we look. You know, it's the narcissist in us.
Just love to see the pores.
Yeah.
God.
All right.
I'm good.
I just
but
want the
thanks.
soft lighting and
The
the,
soft-
far away camera.
I
Send
look
it to
great
them.
whether we're up close or far away. Love it. All right, so what did you guys think of this week of days?
You know, love, love, love. There's
There
lots
was
of
a lot of
love to
love.
be had
Yes.
this week.
That sin love scene was
Yummy.
something else.
It was yummy in the tummy.
We'll talk about it, but there was a moment where I was like, oh, really?
Right?
I know.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay.
New choreography.
I was like, we're doing that. I was like, okay.
I know what you're talking about.
Right? Right? Okay. Well, listen, let's talk about it.
Yes.
It's now time to start
Dishin
Days.
Days.
Tamala?
Whoa.
Oh, snap.
Oh, snap, Steve. Steve is enjoying his coffee high right now. So
I
shout
want
out
some
to Steve in the
coffee.
booth.
Hey.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into
Must.
the first storyline. We have Stefan, Gabby, Brady, Chloe, and Holly. All right, so I'm sure we've already said this before, but you know, our lives happen and I tend to forget. Are we yay or nay on Stefan and Gabby?
I'm yay.
I'm yay. I originally was Stefan and Chloe.
Right.
But after this week, it's just lots of fun to watch
It is
these
fun.
two. It's tons of fun.
It's fun, and you know that there are, like, there is a legit attraction behind it. Neither one of them want to admit it yet.
Chloe
Yeah.
this week for me was too wishy-washy. It's like I couldn't tell if she wanted him or not. It's like I need clarification. I need passion, and that's
Yeah.
what Ms. Gabby has.
What bothered me about Chloe is when Gabby comes down wearing the same thing she was wearing yesterday, and I know Gabby explained it
Really well.
And
That
Chloe,
was a great-
And Chloe bought it, but they were both like, like you could tell what they were up to, and Chloe was just kind of like not, didn't seem to get it. You know what I
Chloe?
mean? Yeah.
No, Chloe was being Nancy Drew. Like, she was putting all the pieces of the puzzle together. She was asking the right questions. Like, I think...
But I feel like she still didn't get it. You know what I mean? Like that they were, they explained their way out of it, but it was kind of obvious that they were both coming down from the bedrooms and like, I know they explained their way out of it. I just feel Chloe shouldn't have bought it.
Did Gabby come in dressing herself?
They
Well,
Because I
she-
know Stefan absolutely was buttoning his shirt as he walked in.
But he came in with a different outfit. Gabby had on the same thing from the night before.
Yes.
And needing the button back. So there was a lot of explaining.
You got some splaining to do.
Yes, that they had to do. If you guys notice that I'm looking down, it's because I want you guys, and this is going to be new, you guys can head over to our Instagram right now and take the poll of whether you are liking or not liking Stefan and Gabby. I'm going to put that in our Insta stories.
That's so much
make
fun.
sure you
Are you
you do that.
okay, so what are the ship names? Stefan and Gabby are Stabby.
Stabby? Okay.
And then Stefan and Chloe are Stoey
Stowy.
or Stowe.
Stowe. I don't know.
I don't know. I think those are the.
Is there
those are-
something official out
those are
there?
the-
Or are we
those
just
are the
making this
ship-
up?
No, those are the ship names I've seen on the Twitter.
Got it.
Okay, so on our Instagram, I'm asking, which team are you? Team Stabby or Team Stowy?
You'll say Stoey.
Stowy.
Stowy.
Yeah. There we go.
Well, I'm Team Stabby. I think they're kind of cute together. They also have a heat for each other.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I'm really digging Brandon as
He's
Stefan.
really
He just
doing
kind
well, right?
maybe we mentioned this on another show after he started, but he just slid in and just took over as Stefan like seamlessly.
And it's a very different Stefan than Tyler.
It's very absolutely.
very different
It's very
Stefan.
different, but
Yeah.
but
Still
it's not-
very likable.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's a likable quality to him, but there's also like when he needs to be devious, he's
Oh, yeah.
devious.
Yeah.
A lot of fans are not on the Brandon train, but I think he's doing
Yeah, I
a
do
great
too.
I saw
job.
we
Yeah.
posted him as Man Crush Monday, and I didn't see any. I saw a couple people, but most of it was pretty positive, I thought. But
Yeah.
teach their own.
Yeah.
So, if one thing soap fans have, it's opinions.
Well, this is true.
So,
I do something about Stefan and Gabby remind me a lot of EJ and Sammy. Just that whole like
Yes.
that passion that comes from hating.
And that power play, they're constantly trying to one up each other.
Yeah.
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 It's competitive.
Yeah. So I like that. And it's playful because they know that they're each playing a game.
Right.
And they each kind of let the other person kind of lead with it with like I don't know, I'm just feeling, I don't know, how are you feeling? I'm just, you're just what? Like it's like that tug and pull.
I thought he was really asking us how we were feeling there.
No.
How you doing?
Just playing
That
the
was good
double roles.
acting. That was good.
Thank you very much. And then
Well, there was a moment though when Gabby and Stefan are in bed,
Yep.
Oh.
and he's on the phone with Chloe.
Chloe.
Are you okay? And she's livid after being called the maid.
The,
right?
Oh, yeah.
the entendre. Well, yeah, it's called the
Being
maid, but
called
the
the maid.
entendres, the dialogue, like I can't remember the exact dialogue, but I thought it was great the way he was describing his morning and was describing Gabby. Yeah.
Yes.
I chuckled.
And then she reached in and grabbed
Yeah.
the family jewels.
I was actually very surprised about that. But it made me like Gabby even more.
Yes.
I'm like, I'm digging this
she
Gabby.
will not be messed with.
Yeah. And then she just kind of released and was like, all right, so that was that. And then she's like getting dressed and stuff. And then
He's like, don't ever do that again.
right. And then how they like went back at it and like did it again. And then he was just worn out. And she was just like,
Yeah.
doop-a-doop-boop-boop. And I'm like,
Seductress Gabby.
I like this Gabby.
Oh gosh.
Do you feel like, even though, because, her and Eric had that plan of
Brady.
taking,
We always call him
Brady,
Eric, but his name's
right.
Brady, yeah.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
We've all done it. Every day, every
Eric
show.
Martov.
We love you, Eric Martov.
Gabby and Brady had the plan to take Stefan down. And then Brady was kind of like, nope, we're not going to do it because Chloe is not feeling me. Like, she basically pumped the brakes on everything or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you think that she is, A, doing it for revenge, or B, doing it because she actually does have an attraction to Stefan?
I think it started out as revenge. I still think there's an element of revenge, but now there's different elements involved. And that's the attraction, the genuine attraction that she has for him.
I think she thinks she's doing it for revenge and is in denial that she actually digs the guy. And kind of from his side, too. Like, I think he's doing it, he's kind of thinks he's playing a game, but there's clearly an attraction.
Yeah.
Yeah. They wouldn't get as fiery about each other if there wasn't.
What do you think the attraction is?
I think it's power. I think it's I don't know. It's that thing that Sammy and EJ had where it's just like, I hate you, but I love you.
Right.
Like, it's that.
Yeah.
Something that you can't really explain. I like it. I do like it more than him and Chloe, because with him and Chloe, it seems like they should be paired together, but there's something that's just not there. And I think it's just really because she's not really vested.
Right.
Like, even on the date, she was like, this is great, but I'm not ready to hop into anything right now.
kinda
And so,
tepid.
yeah, so she keeps like
Yes.
pushing it away. Like, look-wise, they look great together. But just chemistry-wise, it could be there, I think, if Chloe were more vested in it.
Okay.
Agreed.
You know? Oh, and she looked fabulous in that red
Oh
dress.
my God, that
Oh,
red
yeah.
dress was insane in the middle.
Nadia Bjorlin can wear a trash bag and make it fashion.
True
Yeah.
that.
And look
Well, listen, all you
phenomenal.
gotta do is put a cute belt around a trash bag and it looks great.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
And there was one, this is just continuity that I noticed. So there were a few scenes where Gabby's nails were that dark forest green. Mm-hmm. And then there was another scene where they were a pale pink. Mm-hmm. And then the next scene, they were back to the dark forest green. This is like,
Look at you paying attention.
I know. You know, that's my
Continuity
job.
errors.
You know,
Look
the
at
whole
you.
fashion thing. That's my job.
That is your job, and you do it well.
Opulence.
That is your new favorite word. Why has no one noticed that Holly is gone?
What do you mean?
She noticed like at
knows.
the very end of Friday's show.
Yeah.
She,
When she screams, Holly!
yeah. Because they heard, okay, so as far as I remember, this is what happened. Stefan and Chloe were having their date at the DeMere mansion. She heard Holly, someone is lurking in Holly's room. We
Which
hear
I
Holly-
thought was Nicole.
Right, me too.
Yeah.
So we hear Holly cry. Chloe runs upstairs and finds that creepy doll on the floor.
Yeah.
Creepy doll on the floor, and then she's like, "Oh, she was crying because she must have had a nightmare and
and her sleep.
flipped her doll on the floor."
Yeah.
Went back downstairs.
But creepy person was in the closet.
Creepy person was in the
We were the
closet.
How
POV
you
of
can't
creepy
tell that the
person.
creepy person is in the closet, whether they're wearing all black or not.
I know.
The only way you could tell they were in the closet was they had the hangers.
Right.
But so creepy person takes Holly, gets out. Later on, after
Hold that
they're-
thought.
Yeah.
Notice that when creepy person took Holly, it wasn't the kid anymore.
No.
It was just blankets.
It was just
Yeah.
blankets.
And I was like, because in actuality, if you picked up said kid would have woke up
Yeah.
and been
Think
like,
so?
"Ha!"
Oh my.
Exactly. Sorry, podcast listener.
I'm just saying.
But very, very true. So creepy takes the kid.
Yes.
Chloe goes up later, and Stefan is down. Stefan. Okay,
You think?
I'll buy
Interesting.
that.
Wow,
No,
okay.
creepy person takes the baby. Chloe goes upstairs. Stefan's downstairs, and he hears Chloe go, "Holly!"
Yes.
And that was, I think, the last we saw of that. So I
So
think that
she's
was her
aware that
discovering.
Holly is missing.
Yeah.
And then creepy
Yes.
person who knows where the catacomb door switch is.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what I picked up on. Because I think our first instinct was, we know Nicole is coming back, so it's got to be Nicole.
Yeah.
But what I liked is that they showed Nicole at Eric's apartment.
Exactly.
During that whole, so
Yeah.
that she couldn't be
So-
two places and
right.
two, yeah.
But then it's kind of like it's someone affiliated with the Damaris, because who knows where the catacombs
Exactly.
are. And first of all, like, That's a lot of like that mansion. I'm sure is big, so you had to like go upstairs. You had to bring the baby downstairs. You had to go hide around the corner for a second because Chloe came back to get the monitor. Then you had to go in the catacombs. And you mean that at no point in time Holly said something?
She had
Tony
a day.
is sipping tea, by the way, podcast listeners. He's sipping the tea on that.
I was like, oh goodness! Now all hell is gonna break loose because calling everyone's name except the right one. Nicole was already asking for Holly and already wondering why Holly wasn't with Eric.
Yes.
Because that's why she showed up at Eric's.
But it also goes to show that that's what she really wanted because she even made the statement of like, oh my gosh, none of this is how I imagined.
Right.
But I'm also kind of thinking like, girl, you were dead.
Well, exactly.
You've been dead for 6 months.
Yeah.
Are we missing her in this
Okay, so
somewhere?
there was a scene or some scenes between Chloe and Eve.
Oh,
So-
yes.
And Eve convinced her to kind of make things work or explore things with Stefan.
Right. Because
So-
Eve is on a high because of her marriage to Jack.
She's
Right.
Mrs. Devereaux.
I get confused
Mrs. D.
whether
Mrs. D.
Mr. D. Mrs. D. Mr. D.
I don't like them being
I
called
don't
that.
either.
Just because Anyway, Eve and Chloe, are they friends or?
Yeah.
They've always been friends.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
because when Eve came back, she made some snarky comment about Chloe, and Chloe was just like, ugh. Now they're friends again. I get confused about their friendship, but maybe
They're friends.
They've always been gal pals.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Okay,
Yeah.
sure, okay.
Well, that was that.
That was that. We can go into the next one.
All right.
Speaking of Nicole.
So
Yes.
now we have Eric, Sarah, Rex, Marlena, and Nicole. Okay, first of all, since we were already kind of talking about Nicole, we were talking about this before we started the show. Yay, Nicole is back.
Yes.
Some of us feel that way.
Some of us, yes.
But Nicole, don't try to act like you have not been dead for the past few months. Like you just come waltzing up to the house like, where's Eric? No, I'm gonna need you to explain how you
Where
back
you've been, yeah.
from the dead and where you been since then. Exactly. It was very much that. Like, but there was also a little part of me that was kind of like, oh, how cute that her first scenes are
Is
with
Kyle Lowder.
with Kyle Lowder, who we all know is her
Yes.
ex, but they met on the set of so it's like this full circle moment. But they're great friends, and they have a daughter together, and they're great friends. But I was just like, oh, and then sometimes I wonder, like how is it when he was looking at Eric's photos and was seeing pictures of
Yes.
Nicole, like how is it for Kyle to be like, oh, I know her,
Yes.
you know. That's her.
Familiar.
That's Ari. Hi, Ari. How are you? You look great still.
You're so beautiful.
I don't know. I always
Yeah.
think, not character, but real.
Right.
Like, yeah. Anyway. So there's that.
I'm just so happy that Eric and Sarah have finally cleared the air. I was starting to get tired of this whole I made a promise to God and Marlena saying, you need
Blabbermouth
to get over.
Marlena.
But she didn't.
I know she didn't, but
Sarah was
whatever.
very tricky. Very tricky, Sarah.
But it didn't take that much because Sarah just went up to Marlena and was like, yeah, Eric told me. And she was just like, whew,
I
girl,
know.
okay, I'm so glad that instead of just being like, well, what exactly did he tell you? If you lived in Salem for the 55 years that Days of Our Lives has been on, you know to not fall for certain traps. And when someone
would
comes
think,
up to you and says,
Especially
oh,
Marlena.
right, oh, so-and-so told me something where so-and-so was supposed to be a secret, you're supposed to go, well, what did he tell you?
I know, right? Get the
No, I would have been the same reaction that Tammy's like, thank God it's out there.
Yeah. Well, and she just Sarah's face. I felt like the whole time Marlena was talking was like, "Go on,
Yes.
She was. Yeah.
Do tell.
do tell, go on." So finally, it's out in the open, and I'm glad that Sarah has just. I just love her ballsiness. Like she went to the pub and was just like,
We're doing this.
Yes.
"What up?"
Closed.
And she was like, you can sense the change in Sarah. That she now knows that Eric has the same feelings that she has for him. And I like that everything was addressed. The only reason why I said yes was because you weren't available. Although, shame
She
on
was
you,
so
Sarah.
honest.
Like, you could have told Rex, like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure me out. I just
Right.
need to be
Do
me.
you. Do
I
you
need
for
to
a
do
while.
me. We can be friends. Holla at me late at night when you want to.
Because that's Sarah.
Yeah.
That is Sarah.
But as far as all that, I was trying
Hello
to...
Bell says, Sarah is a nut. I hope she becomes a villain.
Oh.
So far, most people are Team Stabby, by the way.
Okay.
So there's that. Any other thoughts about...
Well, of course, they come to that. They have that conversation right at the same time that Nicole shows up.
Yes.
And then at the very end of Fridays, they show up and see Nicole. So
Well-
now this nice little wrench thrown in there.
And I love the fact that the minute they enter the apartment, Sarah's all, Rex, I have something. Like, she doesn't even wait.
No, she's
to
not
put
waiting.
her coat down.
No.
Nothing. No hesitation. She's like, listen, Rex, I got something to tell you.
And he's like, finally, listen, there's something, and I'm glad that, and Nicole, I felt like, was just like, I ain't got time for no introductions. Walk in, and everyone's, like, I felt like you could read their faces. Sarah was like, oh, this bitch. And then Eric
It's
was like,
oh no, this isn't happening.
and Eric was like, the
"What?"
love of my life
Yeah.
has returned. And there's no conflict as of yet in his face as to what he's going to do. He's just in shock right now.
Yeah.
But Sarah's face clearly read, this bitch.
Yes, exactly.
Like, I'm here to reclaim my love. And here she walks in like she ain't been dead for the past few months.
Yeah.
I feel like that was the theme of this week.
So do you think Nicole's fainting is foreshadowing something in particular, or is she just exhausted
pregnant.
from?
Well,
No.
I'm
Well,
kidding. I don't
Stop
know.
it.
Rex said that her blood pressure was low and she had a high fever, so she was dehydrated, so she needed water.
Okay.
That was
I'm just
the
wondering if
prognosis.
this is maybe she's dying.
No.
Let's not keep bringing people back.
Only to have him die.
Well,
We've had last year. We had enough death in Salem to
Yes.
to last a while,
A good bit.
So let's have people stay alive for a minute.
We're good.
yeah.
We're good.
there's
So
that.
let's see. Marlon said Eric will drop Sarah just like he dropped Jennifer.
I
Yeah,
thought
most
the
likely,
exact
yeah.
same thing,
That-
Marlon.
you know that's gonna happen.
Scott Holston says hopefully this is the countdown to Rex's exit.
Aww.
I like Rex.
I
I
just
know
think
they
he-
should keep him.
I like
They
him.
just
around
need
for
to
something,
pair him
yeah.
with someone else.
Yeah.
Shout out to James Lott Jr.
Hi, James
from
Lott Jr.
Chicago. James says Nicole is here to reclaim her time. She sure is. Daquan says just hope it's not that weepy Nicole, James, but from that promo it looks that way.
She's weepy.
Not weepy Nicole.
Weepy.
I didn't watch the promo this week, so I don't know what they're talking about.
Claire Brady says maybe Nicole returned to Salem from a super long triathlon. That's why she disappeared.
She did a Forrest Gump running across the country.
Yes. Oh, Sarah Yu says, oh no, I'm sorry, not Sarah. Oh, well, Sarah Yu says she likes Rex right now. But Daquan says Rex and Jordan. Remember, they had a brief run in before she went
Yes.
cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
I wouldn't mind them exploring that.
I wouldn't either.
Oh, because
Anything to bring Jordan back. I love Jordan.
Me
if
too.
they do,
Shout out Chriselle Hartley.
We love you.
if they do, then it brings back the old Kate of meddling into her son's relationships because
Yes.
she ain't gonna like Jordan.
No. Rex and Jordan? No.
Yeah,
No.
So that could be interesting.
And they need to bring back the old Kate. Like the way Kate's been written. Sidebar.
She's-
Not Kate. They're
she's
finally
gotta-
getting back to it now that she's
Yeah.
back with Titan, which we'll discuss later.
Yes.
She's gotta find her way again,
Yeah.
and I think she slowly is. All right, so next we have Hope, Rafe, Ted, Eli, and Lonnie.
Yes.
With a splash of cake. Kate,
Cake.
I'm hungry.
I am too.
Okay. I do have to point this out. Kudos to Galen Gehring because the conversation that he had with Hope at Doug's place, and he was like hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, when
by-
he lays into her, there wasn't
Yeah.
it wasn't a conversation.
Well, he was just hurt by what he saw.
You could feel it.
I actually felt bad for Rafe,
Me too.
and at that moment I was like,
Well, and this
"Kudos,
is,
Galen."
this is what I've been saying about this whole thing. Rafe is getting a lot of guff from a lot of people, fan-wise. And I'm trying to see things from Rafe's point of view because, okay, yes, he is not being the most attentive husband.
Not at all.
But it's not like his intentions are bad. He's trying to help people, and they happen to be his exes, but it's Salem, who's not an ex of somebody else. But his intentions aren't bad. And now he feels like his wife is straying just because he's helping other people. So yeah, I totally get like where he's coming from, but I also understand where Hope's coming from. You know, so it's difficult to, if you have to take a side in that. I guess Hope would be the one that I would say, you know, you shouldn't be, just don't talk to Ted, just, you know, avoid him. And if he asks you to come somewhere, don't go or don't.
Question.
Yes.
Who sometimes forget, raise your hand, if you forget that sometimes Rafe and Hope are married.
That they're
So for podcast listeners, all three of us are raising our hands.
Sometimes I forget that they're married because of and it's been since they've gotten married. Like I feel like they don't have a place. Like we don't see like Rafe and Hope at home.
They don't have a home. Yeah.
Yeah. So their interactions are always like at the police station or Rafe. So
do you think that's intentional?
I think it's just they don't have room for a new set. But
well, they just brought back.
They have the
Hernandez
Gabby
place.
house. The Gabby house. The Hernandez house.
Casa Hernandez. Casa Hernandez.
I thought that looks like Maggie's kitchen though. So maybe they're reusing it for something. Because I saw it and I was like, oh, they're at Maggie's house. And then she's like, it's Casa Hernandez. I'm like, oh.
No, that was their house.
Okay, no, it could be. I just thought it looked like
we just
Maggie's
haven't
kitchen.
seen it in a while.
Okay. So is that where Rafe is living, do we think?
Yes.
Okay. But
Rafe and Gabby are living there now. Hope is not because of David.
Yes.
Right.
Baby David. Hope is like, we're not in a good place for you to be trying to raise baby David. And Rafe is like, but I got to do it for Jordan. And then insert Lonnie with this.
Oh my gosh.
Raise your hand if you think Lonnie is getting too attached to David. I have it semi-raised.
Podcast listeners, all three of us are raising our hands.
And I'm a halfie. I just feel like because of her miscarriage or stillborn. Was he stillborn? He was stillborn. There's still that motherly thing that switched on, and so I think this is why she's latching on. I don't want to feel like she's latching on because the baby's name is David and it kind of
it doesn't help.
Insert baby here because I feel like enough time has passed to where she kind of should be on the mend of that. I mean, you can never really get over the loss of a child, but she's kind of on the mend of that. But like, this is just kind of like, oh, this is how it could have been.
I think her attachment to baby David is normal.
Yeah.
It's borderline not healthy. But I think Eli's reaction is unwarranted.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Unwarranted.
Like he way overreacted about it. It was one night.
He's not acting like the Eli I know. He's like needy.
It was unreasonable because she's
unreasonable.
What she wasn't. I mean, she was helping Rafe because the dude is taking care of this baby and he's got like a shot arm, and she's there to help him. And
but then again, Rafe is bringing stakes back for her and him. I think Eli's getting some feels of, is there something going on?
He's getting suspicious.
He's getting suspicious.
Yeah. But what I found was that Hope didn't seem really suspicious about what was going on, did she?
Yes, she did. Yeah.
Okay.
She's thinking there's something when Lonnie turns up in her shirt, in Hope's favorite shirt.
Well, the fact that
she gets all bent out of shape.
The fact that Lonnie was there, the fact that Lonnie's helping out, I think she got the Hope eyebrow. But it made me think this. Maybe a new ship.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Rafe and Lonnie.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Am I wrong to be thinking that?
No, of course not. I mean, they're kind of like, after watching the show for so long, you can see like the possibility for them to be setting that up.
There's chemistry between them.
Yeah, and this could be their bonding thing. The baby.
Yeah.
Could be the way to bond. But I don't want Eli to be left out in the cold. Okay,
so a couple of reactions in here. Todd Beaton thinks that Lonnie and Eli are boring. And then...
Can I say something about that?
Yes.
I think they're boring because they're not given anything. They're not given any material not to be boring,
But
which
also,
is
there's
unfair to them.
There's nothing that is preventing them from not being together, so they're just a happy couple. And usually, happy couples are just kind of boring because it's like we need to insert something here to shake it up.
Conflict and drama,
Yeah. Rodell DeMille says that Lamone and Sal are killing it, which I agree. Tim Rowell says Rafe brought food for Eli too, which was true.
That's true. He did make a point of saying that.
Yep.
And then she lied and said.
Jinx says Rafe knows how to take care of kids. Lonnie is not needed. Well, this is not true because he does know how to take care of kids. However, he just got out of the hospital and he's injured. And did we not see how he was trying to
that was cute.
do the formula?
Yeah.
And he he couldn't do it. Although I was like, you don't have a funnel, so you can put the. I don't know.
And that was actually a good moment between he and Hope when she was fixing the milk and
Y'all were at $1.99.
Yay!
Oh yeah! Oh, watching live! Oh my gosh! Yay! That's awesome. Someone said earlier that Maggie sold Rafe her house.
Oh, I thought that was just a joke. But was that for real?
That's what someone in the chat said.
Oh no, I thought the chat was like, oh, that was just there. The reason I thought. I didn't think it was real, but maybe it was. Maybe it was in the show somewhere that I missed.
Kelly says, hire a nanny.
No time. Look at all that stuff that's happened.
And Lonnie's bonded with baby David.
Yeah.
So that matters.
And I don't think Lonnie's attachment to the baby has gotten to the point of unhealthy yet.
No, I
it's
think
still very new.
She's walking a fine line.
I want to see how it progresses.
And I will say that I love, because Rafe is always so even keel and chill and stoic, and I love it at Doug's place where he just got emotional and loud.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
when Galen and Christian Alfonso have an emotional scene like that, they kill it.
Yes.
It's so good. Yeah. And that's a good example of one. Someone
asked earlier, where was Gabby? Gabby was too busy trying to get her freak on with Stefan. Because
finding her button.
Because remember, at the beginning of the week, Stefan brought Gabby back to Casa Hernandez. And that's when Gabby got the idea to, you are all of the giggles today.
That was funny. Tickles me.
Gabby made her move. And then there was that back and forth, and then right when they were about to, sorry, Steve. Right when they were about to smash, that sounded horrible. Lonnie walked in, and I'm sorry, I felt like Lonnie should have had like a reaction of like, what y'all about to do? Mm-hmm. I felt like that's how I would have walked in.
But she did. After Stefan left, she laid into Gabby.
Sort of.
You're about to get down in the kitchen here.
Oh, well, yeah, and they have a little bit of a friction between them.
Oh, yeah, because of
JJ.
Well, yeah, because
exactly.
Remember, that's how Baby David came about, because Lonnie thought that JJ and Gabby had hooked up, and so because she was upset, she went and hooked up with Eli, and then that's how she got pregnant, and then she tried to pass it off as JJ's baby, but it was actually Eli's baby, but then the baby was stillborn, and that's what we have. That is the soap world. Steve is on it.
Awesome.
On it.
202. Someone just said 204. People are watching. So yay! Thank you guys so much for getting us to 200. That was our goal.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. All right, so we're done with that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's get down to the real deal, Holyfield. Sinners. Gather and unite, because it's now time to start talking about
my sinners.
The moment of all moments. Ben and Sierra.
That's an interesting.
Make love.
Can you feel the relief?
I think that's
From
the tension has been released.
So you don't want to say they smashed.
Can we? Okay.
It's just.
It was a beautiful moment. The cinematography was great.
The choreography was magnificent.
Now listen. The moment that made me go, oh. I mean, it aired on TV, so we could talk about it.
Yeah.
So
daytime TV of all things.
So you guys watched it, but picture it. So Ben is like this, and he's holding Sierra like this, and the camera pans up, and all you see is Sierra's back kind of, and I was just, yeah.
See, that's not what I was thinking of.
Well,
When she's-
I feel like I'm not describing it as. What
she
moment
grabs
were you?
the headboard?
No, it
I
was.
was talking about when her hand started going down the back of his pants.
No, that's not the moment I was talking
There
about.
were a lot of moments.
Okay, well, I was talking.
Seriously, really, there were a lot of
Well,
moments.
I was talking about when the camera panned up and you saw Sierra's back, and there was just like what seemed like an
arch
arch
of
and a
sorts.
roll of
Yes.
sort, and I was like,
Yes.
I approved.
Yes.
Leah Mulder.
natural.
Yeah, y'all notice Sierra grab his butt? I'm like, that's what I thought you were talking
Yeah.
about.
No, I wasn't.
When her hand like started
Like,
going
dig
down,
down
I
there,
was like,
yeah.
oh, she's going for the crack.
Was that
Okay.
before or after the arch?
That was
Probably before. That was like during the foreplay. Ben still has
Okay.
pants on.
Yes.
Well,
But we got a nice close up of his butt in the jeans,
Mm-hmm.
and then her hand started going down and like went inside, and I was like,
There were a lot of gas.
Well, you had that gas moment. I had that gas moment during the arch. I was like, oh, and then Sarah, you said Sierra unbelting his belt.
Oh yes.
There was a lot. Listen, kudos to that scene.
Yeah.
That was
It was
that was
really
great.
Tim Rowell
beautifully
I
done.
loved it.
knew what I was talking about.
Oh yeah, Tim said I noticed that too. I thought Ben was about to get a finger in the surprising spot. I really should start reading these before I start reading them out loud.
That's why I was like, yeah, I didn't read it. Anyway,
Yeah.
So I feel like Sinners really got a good payoff.
And that's a good question. Sinners, are you happy? Are you happy with the moment?
I feel like
Or
they
the
should be.
moments.
I feel like we got a really good love scene. It was. I don't know.
So
I thought it was good. That's all I have to say. Good.
So-
Sin equals daytime porn.
Me World says, my little brother was not supposed to see this, yet saw that scene. I was like, okay, grabs remote, turns on Disney. It was definitely, but you know what? I thought, I thought it was great. I thought it wasn't like let's see, how do I describe this? It wasn't like they film all the other scenes like, each lovemaking scene is different per the characters. Gabby and Stefan were more like rough and in the moment of it, whereas Sierra and Ben, I think, were two people who have had this passion for each other, and this is the first time they are now about to take it to the next level. And there was truly this like connection, versus like if you see Eve and Jack make love. I think their scenes would be a little more like, underneath the sheets, maybe a hand here, a slip of the, you know what I mean? Like it would be a little different to like coordinate with.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
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 I just
So
thought
I appreciated
there
it.
was the words that came to mind was there was a tender heat
A tender heat. I
to
like
their
that,
lovemaking
Tami. I like
because
tender heat.
there was I loved the whole building up of this throughout the whole week. Well, I mean, it's been building up for a long time.
Yeah.
But yes, I was more than satisfied.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Tim Rawls says describes it perfectly. It wasn't too over the top. They took their time with it. It was playful and sweet and sexy at the same time.
And he said, "I love you."
Oh, I missed that.
He said, "I love you."
Probably because you were still clutching your pearls at the fact that the hand went down the back of the pants.
Yep.
They both said they had something to tell each other, and then I think he said, "Can I go first? I love you." And she's just smiling at him.
Scott Holston said, needed some candles or something, but I loved it.
It was
No more fire.
fire.
No more fire.
It's still odd seeing the walker in there. Like when they were starting, you still saw the walker in the background, and I'm just like, whose
didn't
walker
notice
is
that.
that?
That's bizarre.
Like, you think he would have cleaned up after he moved in, but
Oh, God.
anyway.
Yes, Kelly, I agree. I love that Ben said, "I love you 1st."
All right.
Totally agree.
So that was that.
Yep.
And now it's time for
Time for another church announcement.
a little church
Part 2.
announcement. Yes.
We just wanted to say thank you for making AfterBuzz the ESPN of TV talk. But for us to continue to grow, we need your help. If you're on YouTube watching us right now, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. If you're listening to our podcast on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating and make a comment. No matter where you are or how you're listening, leave us a comment so you can get involved with us and with the conversation. Being a part of AfterBuzz TV has meant so much to all of us, and we truly appreciate you supporting us in what we love doing. And don't forget to tell your friends and keep enjoying our shows.
Please.
This announcement brought to you by the kind folks here at AfterBuzz TV.
Before we leave Ben and Sierra, can I just tell you what I knew it was going to be a good scene, lovemaking scene, when they had food involved. Food is always a great foreshadowing of something really good about to happen.
I love the line that Ben said afterwards when she was like, I'm hungry. And he was like, you ate all of yours and half of mine.
Sierra can eat.
I was like,
I like that.
Atta girl.
And I love the whole fortune cookie. It was just,
Yeah.
it was so much fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I forgot to mention earlier, if you're watching us live, thank you so much. First of all, congratulations to us for reaching over 200 live viewers. Thank you, all 200 of you. Make sure you like us and follow us on all social media platforms. We are DISHIN Days on Facebook and Instagram, and _ DISHIN Days on Twitter. The ad is implied.
Yes.
And if you voted in our poll whether you're Team Stabby or Team Stoey, most of you are Team Stabby.
All right.
Alrighty.
There we go. All right, let's move on to some titida bits. Oh, that sounded like something else.
It's not over.
Will, Sunny, Marlena, Roman, Rex, and Sarah.
Yeah, so great, great, fabulous. It's not cancerous.
Yes.
It's benign. But there's something wrong.
Yeah,
There's
'cause
something- what's
he
going on?
snapped when he snapped at Sunny.
Oh, but that's because of the tumor.
Yeah,
You're right.
But I was like, whoa.
But
Yeah.
it was almost they were disappointed. Great, it's not cancer, and they're going to treat it with radiation to shrink it. But Will seems very worried. I mean, I guess he has every reason to be worried.
Because, I
but-
mean, he's still, like, malignant. Right. Benign.
Well,
Yeah.
benign.
No, benign or not,
benign.
he still has a tumor on his
Well,
brain.
great.
Yeah.
Because it's not cancer. However, I think his worry was his attitude and how he snapped at Sunny. He doesn't want to snap in front of Ari. So I think that's what he's worried about. I tell you who he definitely doesn't want there is Sammy.
No.
He was
I
very
love
adamant
that
about
scene
that.
when
Yeah.
he snapped
He was
at,
like, I
at
hate her.
Marlena.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, and then he was like, I mean, I don't really hate her. Like, I love her. She's just, and I was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Yeah.
happening right there.
I'm not invested in that storyline, really, at the moment.
I'm wanting it to lead somewhere.
Me too.
Why are we going through this?
Yeah.
Where is
Yeah.
it going?
I think that's why I'm like, I don't get it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, did they just need to, like, give them something? And so this is, like, that's what I feel like. They just needed material to give Will and Sunny, so this is what they
I feel like it
came
has
up
to
with.
be leading to something.
Yeah.
It has to be leading to something. This is like a seed that's been planted.
All right.
I feel like. So let's wait till the flower blossoms and see what's on its stems.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
We shall do that.
And I like that Rex delivered the news properly. He said, let's do it in person, which made us all think like, oh boy.
it's bad.
Yes.
And then that he went over to talk to Maggie about it, but Maggie is not feeling Rex at all.
I don't
During that
blame
scene
her.
with Kate. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, no, you can't blame her.
No.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Kate, Victor, and Maggie, I like this.
Me too.
I like this because we're seeing a different side of Maggie. We're seeing how she is not for Kate. She's like, when she was listening to them, like in the next
Was
room.
that the best thing? Where she's
Yeah.
just kind of in the
Yeah.
corner in the shadows overhearing the conversation?
I was like,
Oh my
I
gosh.
kind of like this, but I like that Victor was like, it's not that. You're jealous.
Is
Yeah,
that the
Victor
cutest thing in
called
the
her
whole
out.
world?
Yeah. And Maggie was like, but then I think we all went, yeah, you're jealous.
Yeah, girl.
You're jealous, girl.
Yeah.
Kate and
You're
Victor-
jealous.
Doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter how long you've been together.
Well, no, and even though it's been a while since Kate and Victor have been together as a couple, they do have like a rich history, and they
Very.
do share a son who was brought up, as kind of Victor's rationale for throwing Kate a bone and hiring her, because it's like they kept saying Philip's legacy.
Yes.
Yeah. And I like that Kate's back at Titan.
Me too.
Some people in the chat have said bring back the Titan set.
Yeah.
Someone
Those were
actually,
such good days.
someone just said this, and of course, I'm going to tie myself into this somehow. Tim Rowell says, let Sonny leave Titan and open a digital media company. That would be very now.
Interesting.
Where
You need something to do.
Maxine's son could be the head reporter.
Well, there you go.
You know it was going to go to that. There's not an episode that hasn't gone by where I haven't said Maxine's son. I'm going to keep saying it till it happens. But I do... And Kate made a good point where she was like, we're a really good team. And Victor was like, yeah, well, we're not trying to kill each other.
Exactly.
But I think they do have this great working business relationship. But I think Maggie is worried about it because I think she knows their history. And she knows that maybe there is something that could be between them.
Yeah, there's room for disaster.
There's an insecurity involved. And I think she's worried that Kate may... I think it's kind of twofold. She's worried that Kate may try to pull something on Victor, or that it will affect Victor's health. But then there is that twinge of of jealousy or insecurity where Kate's concerned.
And I wanted to ask, there was that scene where Brady goes to Kate's hotel room to confront her about this whole Titan thing.
Yes.
And I felt a spark.
Between Kate and Brady?
I did. For just a couple of moments.
Okay.
And there was part of that tension of, the two of them establishing their place at Titan and then I thought,
Well, now you have me going, about it.
I don't know how I feel about that prospect. I didn't get that, by the way, when I watched it, but I can see how you would. I just don't know how I feel about it. As a longtime viewer, I feel like Kate, well, because Lauren Coslow never ages, but I feel like Kate is the same age that she was 20 years ago, when Brady was like
A tiny tot for Christ.
Tiny tot.
Yeah.
So when I think about that, I'm like, and I know like soap opera ages, you kind of have to take them with a grain of salt. They don't really matter. People can be paired up at whatever age they are. But I guess that's what kept me from even considering it.
And here's another reason, because this is coming off of Maggie's conversation with Brady of saying, you don't have to be with someone.
Right.
You can be alone. You don't have to be with
is wise
Chloe.
advice.
Just let it go. But he can't be alone. Brady is never alone.
He needs to learn how to be because he's not good in relationships.
Well, this is why I'm thinking with the whole Kate scenario.
A lot of people are split. A lot of people are like,
I'm
no
sure.
Kate and Brady. No, some people are like, I'm down for it.
Berate.
Yeah, some people have already shipped them. Yeah, I don't know.
We shall see.
Yeah. All right, so there is that, and then Abe, Sheila, Jack, and Eve. Abe and Sheila.
Yeah.
I feel like there's no words. Like, I feel like they seem to like friends,
right?
You know what I mean?
No,
like,
I'm totally down for the friendship, and I enjoy watching them as friends. I don't think they need to be romantic.
No.
I agree,
because I liked when she was like, when you tried to kiss me, and he was like, no, you tried to kiss me. Like, I liked that playfulness, and then how Jack came in, and then the way that like Sheila looked at Jack and how Jack looked back at Sheila was great. So I like that. I think they should keep their relationship as she's the assistant who is a little more hip.
Yeah.
She identifies with like
professional.
the millennials. She's urban.
She's got her pulse on that demographic.
On all of that.
Yeah.
On how to like transition him into more of a hip person. Right?
And I like the fact that she's in his corner. Like, know Sheila has got his back.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And that's a really good feeling. I like that.
So I like that. I like them like that. There's something because Jack, in the beginning of the week, kept saying Loretta in his dream. And Eve was like, do you know someone named Loretta? He knows where Loretta came from, but he's not sharing that with Eve. And I feel like there are moments where I feel like there's new Jack and old Jack inside. And old Jack is creeping out, being like, dude, what are you doing? And those are the moments where he just kind of looks like he's spaced out. And then he goes back to, oh, okay, I'm in this moment. Yeah, this is great. But I don't think he's really feeling what's happening. I really think that Eve is treating this new Jack like a puppet.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
She's been manipulating him from day one.
Yeah, absolutely.
To get back at Jennifer.
Yeah.
That's her revenge.
Oh my God, I thought that
Girl.
I know. I thought mine too.
Sorry. All right. My heart just literally jumped. Okay, well, that was the week of days.
That was the week of days.
And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, which are our segments. And please make sure you stick around because we're going to announce the winners of our second annual DISHIN Days coming up in just a few minutes. But first, it is now time for Tony's official 3 Snaps Award. All right, now listen. We have mentioned this on the show before. If you live in Salem, you should have to know how to defend yourself in case of kidnappers, in case of possible murders or anything like that. And when you are someone who has been kidnapped more times in the past year than you should have been and been put in positions where you feel helpless, you have to know how to defend yourself. So when Sierra Brady gave the okie doke and was like, Mom, and then went, hi-ya, ha! I was like, you better kung fu your captor. You better know how to defend yourself, Sierra Brady. So for that, Sierra Brady, Victoria Konefeld, gets Tony's official 3 Snaps Award.
Oh, snap!
I literally, after I saw that scene, I was like, yeah. And then for 5 seconds, I was like, everybody was kung fu fighting.
Dun, 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 dun.
That was my moment. All right, and now it's time for...
So it was always going to be Chloe. There were several outfits this week, but I decided to go with the beautiful fuchsia blouse that she wore this week. And I'm actually wearing a very similar color in honor of... Yes, I am. I did this
Look
on
at that.
purpose. So for our podcast listeners, this is a blouse that Chloe wore. It's an ALC Lori top in a fuchsia color. It's a silk chartreuse fabric, long sleeve, tunic length, button-down collar. This one in particular is 100% silk. However, the blouse that I'm wearing that's pretty similar is from Express for $49.95. So I'm just saying there's things out there that are always comparable and a little bit less expensive, but still are stylish and chic. So this week goes to Miss Chloe for our
Before we move on to our next one, we forgot to touch on the fact that Sierra was kidnapped by Hector.
Oh, yes.
And
Yes.
Hope, she did this thing where like she left trails and stuff, which was great. Hope and Ben went to find her.
And Hope saves her, or Ben saves her
Ben
again.
saves her.
Yes.
But Hope took these like precautions of like with the SWAT team and a big perimeter and all that kind of stuff to get her back, but didn't need it because Ben helped her out with that.
And you know what else we forgot? Ted's mischievousness.
Yes.
He's on the phone with creepy person, right?
Yes. Yeah.
He's in cahoots with creepy person.
That's what that they're leading it to believe.
Yeah.
Leading us to believe.
But
that,
see,
yeah.
what makes me so upset about that though is that like, why is it that all these possible good
Ships?
matches with Hope end up being bad guys? They did this with Aiden, and now when we were like, we actually like Ted more so than Rafe, Ted ends up being a scumbag too. Or
Well, let's see how it plays out.
like
Maybe
that.
it's not. Maybe he's not.
I don't know. Those are too many phone calls, and he's like his phone,
He's lying to her.
like his accent, is coming in a little too strong. So there's some things that when someone has a strong accent talking to other people with a strong accent, that there was some deviousness going on. Gotta watch that. All right, back to our segments. It's now time for. Caption that.
All right. Excuse me. All right. This week's caption is of the moment where excuse me, Abe and Sheila were interrupted by Jack and Eve and the looks that they were giving Jack and Eve of not too pleased, less than pleased looks. And this week's caption goes to Mr. James Lott Jr.
Oh, boy.
Mr. James Lott Jr., who legit had the best one.
Okay.
For his caption, Abe, stop looking at Chili. I'm the real star of TLC.
Oh, James Lott Jr.
Oh, James Lott Jr. I thought it was cute.
Just
And
on
I
a
thought it was
train.
the best one. So
And gave us the best caption that. And that has been
Caption that.
all right. Now it's time for.
AfterBuzz TV News.
All right, before we get into the winners of our second annual Dishin Days Awards, I have a little announcement to make. Attention, everyone. June 29th, mark it on your calendars. I, along with some wonderful soap stars, will be headed to Washington, D.C. for hashtag Daytime Pride. They're bringing stars who basically had who were a gay character or portrayed like gay roles throughout different daytime soaps, such as the World Turns, Days of Our Lives, and The Young and the Restless. We have myself, Tony, hosting the event, along with Freddie Smith from Days of Our Lives, along with Greg Rickard, Days of Our Lives and Young and the Restless, Van Hansis, and Jake Silverman from As the World Turns, Cameron Grimes from Young and the Restless, and Ryan Carnes from General Hospital. So,
Nice.
get your tickets now. Head over to www.spectrumcelebrityevents.com. That's spectrumcelebrityevents.com to get more information and how much tickets are. And get your tickets. Come say hello. June 29th, Washington, D.C. Thank you. All right.
all right.
It's now time for the second annual Dishin Days Awards, where
I like
you all have voted on your favorite daytime moments from the Emmy Award-winning soap opera Days of Our Lives. Welcome. All right.
So, how we're going to do this, we're going to announce the nominees, and then we'll announce the winner.
Perfect.
Makes sense, right?
Yes. So we are first going to start with Best Character Exit. And the nominees are
Leo Stark, Chad and Abigail, Nicole, Paul, Vivian, or Lucas.
And the winner of the Best Character Exit goes to our favorite New Salem gay, Leo Starks, played by Greg Rickard. Congratulations.
Congratulations,
to Greg Rickard.
Rickard.
You had the Best Character Exit. All right, moving on.
Next, as opposed to exit, we have Best Character Return. So, we have Belle Black, Diana, Xander, Christanne, Ben, and Jordan.
And the winner of Best Character Return goes to Robert Scott Wilson. Ben's return to Salem. Congratulations, Robert Scott Wilson.
Yeah, Rob
we
Scott
go.
Wilson.
He definitely did make an impact on that.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, love is in the air, and it's now time for the Best Couple. And the nominees are
Steve and Kayla, Will and Sunny, Ben and Ciara, Chad and Abigail, John and Marlena, or Lonnie and Eli.
And the winner of Salem's Best Couple goes to the delightfully delicious, is getting hot in here, sinner, Sierra and Ben, Robert Scott Wilson and Victoria Conifeld.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, sinners. You have voted for Salem's Best Couple, Sierra and Ben.
Hashtag CN.
Making it hot up in Salem. All right, moving on to our next category.
Best Fight. Several. We have Eric and Brady, Gabby and Julie, Gabby and Abigail, Belle and John, Eve and Ben, or Will and Leo.
And the Dishin Days Award goes to, for Best Fight, Gabby versus Abigail. Camilla Banus and Marcy Miller. Congratulations
Yes.
for best fight.
Props to Camilla Banus for all of her fighting
fights.
this year.
Yes.
Because she had some doozies.
She did.
I was kind of hoping for Gabby versus Julie.
They
Because
were
that was
both
my
good,
favorite
yeah.
one.
Yes.
But actually, I really liked this fight because this is also Marcy's last scene.
Right.
And the fight between, like, the tension finally got to a point where
It
it
was
was
so
like,
good.
boom.
Yeah, explosive.
So it was really good. All right, ladies and gents, grab a cooling towel because it's definitely gonna get hot in here for this next award. It's the best gratuitous shirtlessness. And the nominees are
Rex, played by Kyle Lauder. Xander, played by Paul Telfer. Leo, played by Greg Rickart. Ban, played by Robert Scott Wilson. Or Brady Black, played by Eric Martsolf.
And the winner of the best gratuitous shirtlessness is with all of the abs where you can wash all of your daily drawers.
Abs
It goes
for
to
days.
Robert Scott Wilson, played by Ben Weston. Wait, he plays Ben Weston. For all of his wonderful shirtlessness that he gives us, where he shows every single one of his abs that he has, and there's not one left behind.
And that V.
Oh, the V.
The V.
Beautiful. Congratulations, Robert Scott Wilson. Do a pull up or sit up for me. All right. Next up, we have.
Best wedding. We have best wedding. What?
No, I just said best wedding.
Best wedding.
No,
It's-
that's not the next one.
Oh, it's not the next one? What's the next one?
Best new character.
Best new character.
Oh, okay.
Lore.
One sec. Hold on. My bad. Where's the goddamn
you know
character?
it's
passed
live
it.
TV.
Ah!
If these were the Emmys, like this would be that moment where someone said La La
There you go.
Land, but it was actually Moonlight.
Whoops.
All
Okay,
right.
got
All right.
it now. Before Best Wedding, we'll do Best New Character. How about that? We have very few, 3 nominees. Leo Stark, played by Greg Rickart. Ted Laurent, played by Jill Marini. And Haley Chen, played by...
Thea.
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 I can't remember her last name. I apologize.
Magia, I think.
Thea Magia.
This
I
was
might have
interesting.
mispronounced that.
When we were researching this best new character category, we realized just how few there were.
Lots of
Yeah.
returns,
Lots
but
of
no
It was all the
Returns,
returns, but
but
not a lot of new
characters.
ones. Yeah.
So the best new character winner award goes to Mr. Greg Ricard
Yes.
as Leo Stark.
Yes.
Congratulations, Greg.
Ugh, I will forever love that character.
Yes.
It's like
Yeah.
Please come
Definitely
back.
made his mark.
he's up there with my other favorite
Half of the
characters, Sammy, Susan Banks, and Leo. So it's like my top 3. Yeah,
All
love
right.
it. All right, now it's time for Best Wedding.
Now it's time for Best Wedding.
And the nominees are
Leo and Sunny, Chad and Abigail, Hope and Rafe, who we forget are married, Marlena and John, or Hattie and John. And the winner is...
And the winner of Best Wedding goes to John and Marlena.
Yay!
The first go round.
The first go round.
Deidre Hall and Drake Hogerson, you are the winners of the best wedding in Salem. Actually, that wedding was really the best one
That
because
was
there
a
were
good one.
so many doozies that happened.
Yeah.
So much drama.
Like the reveal of Kristen, who we thought was Susan, Sammy running in,
Sammy literally dropping in.
Marlena getting shot. Like, yeah, that was a good one. All right.
Excellent.
And now it's time for
Most shocking moment. The moment that made you clutch your pearls.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. The most shocking moment nominees are, whoopsie, Claire starting the fire. Sorry, hold on, please. Claire starting the fire. Jack is alive.
Uh-huh.
Stefan sleeps with Stefan sleeps with Gabby
With a Y.
with a Y. Marlena is actually Hattie, or EJ is alive, and the mystery lab rooms.
Yes. And this, I'm sure, was tough for people. But
It was.
by overwhelming consensus, the most shocking moment goes to Claire starts the fire.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
I think we were all kind of like, what? Claire? Because I don't think anyone expected that.
No.
Yeah.
So that was a good
sure didn't.
plot twist. That was a good plot
Sure
twist.
did. Excuse me.
All right, and now it is time for our individual awards.
That's how a person starts a fire in
Yes.
Salem,
Yeah.
apparently. They just
Well,
look at
Just
the light.
staring
That's
at
how
We
you
don't
light.
think
see
about
them
it.
do it. We anyway.
You think
I'll
about
get
it
over
first before you light it. All right, now it's time for our individual awards, and we'll start with mine, which is Tony's Snaps for Life. All right, so upon reviewing this past year, there was one actress that continues to stick out. Every time I see her, I praise her for her work. I think that she is an amazing person to know, but I think her work has been super stellar, especially when she had to play not one, not two, but three characters. And sometimes those characters had to play those other characters. And just the work and the commitment that she put into it, I am forever grateful. And always and forever, Marcy Miller will get Tony's Snaps for Life. Thank you so much, Marcy,
Congratulations.
for all that you have done in the 2 years that you have been a part of the show. You are an amazing person and actress, and this is one of those storylines that we will always remember. Thank you for your work.
And up next, the Style Icon Award. You know, this year it was pretty clear to me, as I'm sure it's clear to a lot of folks out there, it's going to Lauren Koslow.
Yes.
Lauren
Lauren
Koslow,
Koslow
the
has
cause.
been a style icon for as long as she's been on the
Yeah.
show. And she is just one of these women who, with every day, with every month, with every year, grows more and more iconic and powerful and beautiful. And so, thank you, Lauren Koslow. You get the Style Icon Award.
Yes.
Always bringing it, making it fashion. Bravo. And now it is time for the best Kodak moment of the year. And though there were many this past year, I had to go with one that really resonated with me and really I couldn't stop watching. I was fully involved in what was going on. I wasn't tempted to like grab my phone or do anything else. I was fully immersed in it, and it was the scene in the cabin with Sierra and Ben when Ben was having his whack out moment picturing Clyde, and what brought him out of it was him taking Sierra's hand in the cabin.
Yes.
It was just such a touching moment. It was a sad moment. It was a happy moment. It was all of these emotions wrapped into one. And again, from the dialogue, from Victoria and Robert Scott's performances to the editing, how it was presented to us, it was just it was great. And it was great soap. It was
Yes.
great soap
Yes.
opera. And so,
And it was the start of Sin.
yeah.
That was the bond.
That
That's
that
what
was the
created
beginning of it, yeah.
That was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So congratulations
Yes.
to
Congratulations.
all
to
of
all
our
the
winners.
winners.
To all the
Yes.
winners.
Thank you so much for a wonderful year of days. Now, this was just a prequel to the huge award show that is going to happen next week. Next Sunday, there will be the Daytime Emmys, where we are hoping that a lot of our Days people will walk away with that wonderful golden
Trophy,
statue.
yeah.
They're leading the nominations with 27 nominations right
Yeah.
now. So we're hoping that they take home the gold. And we will be there to see it all happen. We will be covering the red carpet next week for the Daytime Emmy. So unfortunately, there will be no recap next week, but we promise to bring you some amazing interviews
Yes.
from the red carpet of the Daytime Emmys. Now, if you would like to tune in to the Daytime Emmys, make sure you like us and follow us on social media. We will make sure we include all the links so that you can stay in tune with the Daytime Emmys, and make sure you wish all the luck to all of the nominees
Yes.
at the Daytime Emmys.
So deserved.
Yes. All right, that is our show. Thank you
That's
guys
it.
for tuning in. We hope you have a wonderful and fabulous Sunday. Before we head out,
Yes.
Michael Mattis,
Yeah.
let the kind folks know where they can stalk you.
You can stalk me on the Twitter at MLMattis1 or on the Instagram at MLMattis without the one.
And you can find me on Twitter at Tami Goveia and on Instagram, Tami Goveia Official.
And of course, you guys, you can find all of us on DISHIN Days on Facebook and Instagram, and _DISHIN Days on Twitter. And of course, you can find little old me on all social media platforms at Lounging with Tony or my website, loungingwithtony.com. Thank you guys so much for tuning
guys.
in. And make sure you tune in next week for the Daytime Emmys happening live.
Yes.
We'll see you guys in 2 weeks for another fabulous recap of your all-time favorite soap opera days of our lives. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.